Hi, I'm Susan. I'm going to show you how to do a cast on a Brother, or it's also called an Empisal, KH820. Now, the first thing we do is we make sure that the tension dial is on 0. Have a look at your lever, make sure it's on NL. Check that your levers are in. At the front, we've got the weaving brushes, and it's got to be in the N position. There's 2 slides on top. Make sure that they're fully on the left-hand side. Make sure that your counter is down so that we can actually use the counter. We're going to pull forward every second needle. So these needles are pulled forward into the B position. If you have a look, there's A, B, D, and E on this particular machine, and it's going to be in the B position. Move your carriage across to make sure that we've actually picked up everything lines up. It hasn't. So just make sure again, bring it forward a little bit further, just to make sure that it's in that B position. We're moving it back again. Everything is now nicely lined up. We're going to take our yarn and we're going to feed it into the front of the machine. So pushing the lever across, taking our yarn, we pull it to the back. This is A, and it going right to the back. Push the lever back across, taking your yarn and tying it up at the bottom. Now I'm going from right to left, 1 row. We're hanging the cast on comb. Cast on comb is on. We're now changing the tension dial and we'll put it on 1. The most important now is we're going to move all of these that are sitting at the back, we're going to move them into alignment with the B position. We will now knit 3 rows. This now completes our cast on. I'm now going to change this to a tension 5. Because of the type of yarn I'm using, I want to have that particular fairly loose tension, and I'm now going to knit 10 rows. Coming to our punch card, I've put a punch card in, put the punch card clips on. I'm now going to move the punch card back to where there's a line, and this is punch card number 18. Lining it up over here. This lever needs to be on the dot. I'm taking my second contrast, not yet. We don't take our second contrast yarn yet, that stays there. Leave it in the stop position. I'm moving the carriage from right to left. I'm now going to change the carriage and put it onto KC. KC is what is going to select the first row of stitches, and then we will put on our contrast yarn. So we're moving the carriage from left to right. It's selected the first row of stitches. We're going to move the lever from the dot and we're going to move it to the upside down triangle. So that's now ready for knitting. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to push in the center button here, which is the MC button. I'm taking my contrast yarn, I'm putting it through the front, which is now in the B position at the front. And I'm just going to wrap it lightly around the bottom, and we can take off the other one. Now we can knit a helmet as many rows as you like to get a nice length. So I'll just knit a few and you'll see what the pattern looks like afterwards. may want to add a bit of a weight on here, so I'm just going to put a light weight on just to pull it down a little bit. Right, now I'll just show you what the pattern looks like, keeping it there on the right hand side. I'm going to break the yarns off, take it out, hook it over the top, and by running the carriage across it's going to take the knitting off. So I've cancelled the buttons, put it back to NL, and we're running it across, and that takes the knitting off the bed. And this is what our pattern looks like. So it's given us a lovely fair owl pattern.